Can we talk about something for just a second? Have you ever left the salon and your hair looks amazing? You're feeling yourself, you get to the car, and then you look at the receipt and think, wait, how did that just happen? Like, you love your hair, but you're not loving that number. And here's the thing. I hear this all the time from clients, especially right now. And most people think they only have two options. Either keep paying for it or stop going and deal with not loving their hair. But I'm gonna tell you something. There is a much smarter way to do this. So today, I'm gonna walk you through 7 ways to cut your salon bill without sacrificing how your hair actually looks. All right, here's the problem, because let's be honest. Hair is one of the most expensive parts of our beauty routine, don't you think? And once you find someone that you trust, you're locked in. You don't want to go anywhere else. But you're like, I am not starting over with someone else. And I get that. But what ends up happening is you're spending a lot of money doing the exact same routine. I just had a conversation with my sister-in-law a few weeks back, and she was saying, Denise, I've got to do something different because every time I go to the salon, which is about every 5 weeks, it costs her over $500 every time she gets her hair done. Come on. There has got to be a better way. Here's where people get in trouble. They start wanting to save money, but they don't have a plan of attack. So what do? They push their appointments way too far apart, and then your hair is just looking a mess. Then you have to do more than what you intended on doing. You go to the store and you grab random products that you hope will work, or you order them online that you heard from social media work, and then you get all these products under your sink and you don't have a magic formula and it's not doing you anything. Or you do something at home that later has to be fixed, like you cut your own bangs, or you try to do your own balayage, or whatever it is. We've all been there. And now instead of saving you money, it actually costs you more money. So what I want to do today is show you how to be intentional so you're saving money in a way that actually works with your hair. The very, very first thing that we want to talk about, and this is a big one, is just talk to your stylist. I promise you, we are not sitting there judging you. In fact, I love it when somebody tells me, hey, I need to spread this thing out. Hey, we're tightening our budget. I don't want to lose coming to the salon. I don't want to lose you doing my hair. I just need to not spend so much money. I love this because then we can come up with a plan for your hair. And honestly, that relationship with the client means more than anything. I would hate to lose the client over budget because there are always things you could do to save money. Okay, the next thing I want you to do is rethink your color strategy. This is where you can save a lot of money. Instead of high maintenance color, don't go in there wanting a platinum card or highlights that go all the way to the root. Shift into something a little bit softer. And this is the great part. The styles out there right now are softer. Think lived in color, a little root shadow, which will go a long way, or a balayage. These grow out so beautifully. You can really go 6 months to a year, and it'll look like you intentionally are coloring your hair. It's not one of those things like, oh no, I'm overdue. The only caveat is if you have gray hair and you want to cover up your gray hair, that's a little bit different. I'm going to show you something that you can do, okay? You can actually do less at home, but do it smarter, okay? I'm not telling you that you can't do anything at home, and I'm not telling you you can do everything yourself, but there are things that you can do at home, like root touch-ups. You can do a root touch-up, and if your stylist says that you can't or it's going to ruin your hair, no. Talk to them about them. I used to coach my guests who were trying to stretch their color out, and we would talk about what can they use, what can they go to the store and use on their hair so it doesn't mess up what I'm doing. If you're trying to do your own root touch-ups, I would opt for a demi-permanent hair color. That way, when you do go in, it'll be a lot easier for your stylist to shift that around when they go in there with their highlights. And if you choose the right shade by talking to your hairstylist, everything will blend seamlessly when you do go in for your highlights or for your color appointment with your stylist. But that'll really get you through maybe 1 or 2 appointments by doing your own root touch-ups. Also, something you can do is choose haircuts that work with time. If you're wanting to stretch your appointments, one of the things that most people don't think about are haircuts. Not all haircuts are created equally. If you cut a one-length haircut with very minimal layers, you can stretch that for a long time, as long as you're taking care of your hair. Super, super forgiving. However, if you have a style with lots of layers, like a pixie and it's shorter on the shorter side, or if you have a very precise bob, you're going to have to get in there to clean that up about every 4 to 5, 6 weeks max. So if you're wanting to stretch your appointments, go with something, a simpler haircut. Just choose a shape that's going to last a little bit longer. Another way to stretch your appointments is learn how to style your hair. Yeah, this might be the most important one. If you can style your hair well, and if you can choose the right products, you'll look a lot more polished. And I'm not talking about anything real complicated here. I'm just talking about how to learn how to blow dry, so you put a little volume in your hair. You learn how to smooth the ends, add a little shine. My daughter just showed me what she uses on her hair, and it's one of those blow dryers with the round brush attachments to it. Wow. I tell you, if she can do that and make her hair look spectacular, you can do that too. I've never used one of those, but I want to get one just so I could show you guys how to use it. Let me know in the show notes or in the comments what you think. Would you like me to do a video on one of those blow dryers? I think she has the Shark, the blow dryers with the round brush attachments. Just let me know. I can pick one up and get one and show you how to use it. Another thing that you can do is learn how to take care of your hair at home. This is where I see the biggest gap. If your hair is dry or your color's faded or if it's breaking, you're going to have to go to the salon a lot more often. So when your hair is healthy, you can get away with a lot more. Your color lasts longer, your style lasts longer, and your confidence lasts longer. Okay, here's another thing I like to say is your between appointment hair tricks. Those are like little lifesavers. It's like your root cover sprays, cute clips or headbands to get if you're growing out your bangs, you can get those off your face. Or if you can throw your hair up in a soft bun. These are not like styles to say you're giving up on your hair. It just is being smart. Get you through a little bit longer. And here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Saving money on your hair, it doesn't mean lowering your standards. It just means more intentional hair styling. Honestly, when you understand your hair, you actually get better results with less effort and less money. And if you're thinking, okay, but what does my hair actually need right now? I put something together for you. It's my Good Hair Day Emergency Kit PDF, and it walks you through what your hair needs, what to use, and simple things you can do at home. So you're not guessing anymore. You can grab it in the link below, and it's free. And just remember, when you know better, you do better.